As we have you here, can we compare what the Fed is doing versus some of the other central banks
Sure.
around the world? You're also watching Friday's Bank of Japan decision here. And of course, we'd already seen the Bank of Canada, perhaps less significant than the Bank of Japan. But anyway, we saw them trim rates last week. So what the Fed is navigating through right now within their own policy decisions versus what we're seeing around the world.
Right. So I basically put the central banks in two buckets. There's Japan and there's everybody else,
Okay.
as there has been for a while.
Yeah.
So what Japan is doing, remember, is Japan is is working its way out of that multi-decade period of very weak inflation or outright deflation. So for them, the question is, have we seen enough to prepare for our next rate hike?
Okay.
Right? They did their first hike out of negative rates, you remember, a few months back. I think what they're going to do, and we're going to find out pretty soon, is they're going to trim their QE purchases a fraction, and I think they're going to hint that that next hike is coming potentially as soon as their July meeting, but not later than October. So in the next few meetings, they're going to be making that next move up on rates. In Europe and in Canada, it's more of a situation like the US. Rates are high because inflation has been high. When have we seen enough to start bringing rates down? So the European Central Bank, possibly the second most important central bank in the world after the Fed, they of course cut rates for the first time in June. They're sending us a cautious signal, they're not pre-committing to anything else. But I think their basic plan is that they would go another 2 times this year, provided that every time they rerun their forecasts and so on, they confirm that inflation is on track. Per your earlier point about the Fed needing to be forward-looking, the ECB is precisely telling us right now that they don't want to be too data point dependent. They have a forecast that inflation is going to be, in their case, right back at 2 next year. And so they want to start walking those rates back this year carefully.
All right, Krishna Guha, always great to have you. Thanks so much for joining us
Super to be
here
here.
in
Thank
studio.
you.
We hope to have you back again soon. Evercore's Vice Chairman, thanks so much.